As ardent fans of the show Virgin River might know, the show is inspired by the Virgin River books written by Robin Carr. The series, however, could use some changes if it is more in line with the stories written in the books. One such change is changing the leads. Will this happen? How precisely should the Virgin River volumes be read in order? To learn more, watch this video to the end for details. First up, are there any plans for Virgin River to change its leads like in the books? Virgin River has spent the last 4 seasons portraying the love story of Mel Monroe, Alexandra Breckenridge, and Jack Sheridan, Martin Henderson. However, it might be better if Season 5 shifts lead by the novel. Virgin River is home to an intriguing group of individuals, each of whom has their difficulties and struggles that have never truly consistently taken center stage. However, this does not mean these characters couldn't hold their own in more substantial plots. While Virgin River kept viewers captivated for 4 seasons, keeping Mel and Jack's romance at the show's heart in Season 5 might get old. It could be refreshing to change things up. Virgin River began as a Robin Carr book series of the same name, enjoying considerable popularity on Netflix. Because the protagonist in this book series varies during the plot, it is comparable to the popular television program and book series Bridgerton. The Netflix series followed the same formula as the Julia Quinn-written Bridgerton books, with Season 2's focus shifting from Daphne, Phoebe Dynevor, to Anthony, Jonathan Bailey. Virgin River's 4th season primarily upheld the status quo by highlighting and stressing Mel and Jack's romance. Although the consistency put the audience at ease, it could be beneficial to push the envelope by adhering to the books. The unusual love story between Preacher, Colin Lawrence, and Paige, Lexa Doig, was the focus of Shelter Mountain's 2nd book in the Virgin River series. Although the series addressed this narrative, it would be more appropriate to focus on these characters rather than just show them in passing, so that viewers understand more about their goals and way of life. Season 5 of Virgin River could switch up the main characters to reinvigorate the venerable series. It would be great for spectators to witness other villagers discover happiness, since Mel and Jack have already done so. Virgin River wouldn't have to worry about losing viewers even if the primary characters changed. Bridgerton's great Season 2 success is proof of this. Virgin River's Mel and Jack have struck the same emotional chords for the previous 4 seasons. Season 5 may alter that by staying more loyal to the texts and focusing on other characters and relationships. As a result, the audience would have a new perspective, perhaps increasing viewing. A program may take chances and have trust that its audience will continue with it because of how well liked it is. Virgin River Season 5 might go in many different ways, so it's still conceivable that the show will turn around and become more true to the novels. Next up, how can you read the Virgin River books in order? There are plenty of books for fans to read before the arrival of Season 5 of Netflix's hugely popular Virgin River, which is based on Robin Carr's 22-book romantic comedy series of the same name. How to read the Virgin River volumes in the correct order is the key issue right now. Here's how to read the Virgin River books in order. First, the Virgin River. The first book begins with recently widowed Mel fleeing to the Virgin River for a nursing job that she saw advertised, just like in the television series. Almost everything goes wrong, and Mel leaves town because she believes she made a mistake. Everything changes when she meets Jack, a local bartender and former Marine. Second, Shelter Mountain. Paige Lassiter, a mother, escaping with her child from an abusive ex-husband, is introduced in the series' 2nd book. She meets Preacher, one of his fellow Marines, in Jack's pub, and he makes it his goal to keep them safe. When Paige's ex-husband eventually locates her, the situation gets critical. Third, Whispering Rock. Bree Sheridan, a prosecutor in Sacramento, travels to the Virgin River in search of safety after having a near-death experience. After suffering a serious injury while on duty, twice-divorced LAPD officer Mike Valenzuela volunteers to become Virgin River's first police officer. The two establish a fresh beginning together. Next, A Virgin River Christmas. Marcy Sullivan travels back to the Virgin River a year after her husband's passing to track down Ian Buchanan, who had previously saved his life during the war. He's more shattered than Marcy anticipated, still carrying the emotional scars of his service. Amazingly, the two work to mend each other's damaged hearts during the holiday season. Next, Second Chance Pass. Vanessa Rutledge begins to fall for Paul Haggerty, her late husband's closest friend, who has been secretly in love with her for years after losing her husband and giving birth to his kid. Vanessa must must determine whether Paul is worth the trouble after a lady asserts her claim on him, creating a villain for Virgin River. Next, Temptation Ridge. Shelby McIntyre, 25, is looking for her gentlemanly dream man after 5 years of caring for her ill mother. She meets Black Hawk pilot Luke Reardon while in Virgin River, who is not at all what she had imagined her Mr. Right to be. Luke appears completely inappropriate for her because he is 13 years her senior and a jaded womanizer, but sometimes opposites do attract. Next is Paradise Valley. Rick Sutter, a Marine corporal previously carefree, returns home empty after serving in Iraq. The community is focused on Dan Brady, a new inhabitant trying to start over, as a young woman works to heal him. When the two eventually cross paths, they learn they both attempt to overcome difficult pasts. Under the Christmas Tree comes next. Every year, the locals congregate in the town square to celebrate the holidays, many of whom have not yet joined the cast of the Netflix Virgin River series. Virgin River citizens ask veterinarian Nathaniel Jensen for assistance after discovering a box of puppies under the town tree. They just care about his developing romance with Annie McCarty. Next is Forbidden Falls. Reverend Noah Kincaid, a widower, relocates to Virgin River to reopen a closed church. Former exotic dancer Alicia Baldwin works as his assistant to boost her reputation and regain custody of her kids. Despite their seeming differences, the two quickly discover a connection. Angel's Peak is next. Francie Duncan and Sean Reardon reconcile in Virgin River 4 years after parting ways. Sean is shocked to find Francie has a child, but wants to give their love another opportunity. The baby is his. Francie became pregnant while still dating, in a typical Virgin River twist. Moonlight Road comes next. Erin Foley, who is 35, is experiencing empty nest syndrome due to her siblings leaving the house. Despite being by herself, she runs into former Navy medic Aiden Reardon. He breaches Erin's protective shell, beginning an unexpected summer romance. The next book is Midnight Confessions. Sunny Archer is anything but upbeat after being left at the altar on New Year's Eve the year before. She attends Jack's bar on New Year's Eve after being persuaded by her uncle, where the grieving Drew Foley falls in love with her right away. The two can support one another through heartache and perhaps even share a midnight kiss. Promise Canyon comes next. Clay Tahoma relocates to Virgin River to work as a veterinary assistant after leaving Los Angeles. Everyone accepts him with wide arms except for Lily Yazzie, who finds him repulsive. She tries to hide her desire for him but can't help herself. Wildman Creek comes after that. Colin Reardon relocates to the Virgin River to rehabilitate after a catastrophic helicopter mishap. He meets Jillian, whose life has been completely upended by an unwise relationship. The two hit it off immediately, but they don't want to complicate their already difficult lives. The next book to read is Harvest Moon. Chef Kelly Matlock re-examines what she wants out of life after experiencing a collapse at work. She visits her sister in the Virgin River, but soon loses interest. That is until she meets Leif Holbrook, a charming widower. He does, however, bring his disobedient stepdaughter. Next is Bring Me Home for Christmas. Becca Tim visits her hometown of Virgin River over the holidays to move on from her college lover of 3 years. She's left alone and compelled to confront Denny Cutler, the man who destroyed her heart, after a mishap on a hunting expedition prolongs her stay. He might have changed since they last saw one another and become someone she might like again. The next book is Hidden Summit. To evade her ex-husband and his new wife, Leslie Petruso takes a job with Paul Haggerty in the Virgin River. Even more tired than Leslie, Paul welcomes Connor Danson. The Virgin River community can sense the two's chemistry despite their denials, and Leslie and Connor only need to accept it for what it is. You can then read Redwood Bend. After their road trip is halted by a flat tire, Katie Malone and her twin boys, the original twins in Virgin River, are stuck in Virgin River. Dylan Childress and his group of biking buddies halt to offer assistance. When the two are interested in one another, what begins as a hassle suddenly becomes a chance for love. The books to read next are Sunrise Point, My Kind of Christmas, Return to Virgin River, and Holidays in Virgin River, in that order. Now you have the successions in which you should read the 22-book romance series by Robin Carr before the release of Virgin River Season 5. What other series do you want us to feature? Inform us via the comment section. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.